man opens fire on police officers in Pittsburgh during a domestic disturbance call.
The officers who were shot alongside Eric Kelly, Stephen Maley, and Paul Schulo.
On April 4th, 2009, at approximately 7:10 a.m., two Pittsburgh police officers, Paul Schulo II, 37, and Stephen Maley, 29, responded to a 911 call concerning a domestic situation involving a mother and son who were arguing over the son's dog urinating inside the house. During the mother's conversation with the 911 call taker, she mentioned that her son owned several firearms. The information was not passed along to the dispatcher, and neither officer was made aware. Officer Shula had been with the department for 2 years and was engaged to be married. Officer Maley also had 2 years on the job. He was married with 2 children. The son of the complainant, Richard Poplowski, 22, was a member of a white supremacist website, had spoken of the Zionist control of the media, and expressed fears that President Obama was going to ban ownership of all guns in the United States. Both officers arrived and began walking towards the house. Standing inside was Poplowski wearing a threat level 3 Kevlar vest, armed with a Savage Model 67 12-gauge pump action shotgun, loaded with alternating slugs and buckshot. Shula reached the threshold of the front door, preparing to step inside the house when he was struck in the head with 1 ounce of lead from a 12-gauge slug fired by the suspect. The officer was dead before he hit the ground. The shotgun jammed, and the suspect retreated into the kitchen. Maley called for help on his portable radio before entering the house and engaging in a gunfight with the suspect, who was re-entering the hallway from the kitchen. 2 of the officer's rounds hit home, one striking the suspect in the Kevlar protected upper left chest and the second in the leg. The suspect returned to the kitchen and the firing stopped. Not seeing the officer, the suspect began firing through the walls before going to his bedroom and retrieving his assault rifle. Poplowski walked to the living room. He saw Officer Shula still lying on his back on the small front porch, and Officer Maley crumpled on the sidewalk outside. Officer Eric Kelly, who lived nearby, had just completed his night shift for the Pittsburgh Police Department and was taking his daughter home from work when he heard the call for help come over his radio, punctuated by the sound of gunfire echoing 2 streets over. Officer Kelly was 41 with 14 years on the job. He was married with 3 children. Telling his daughter to get inside the house, he arrived at the scene in mere seconds and was taken under fire before he could put his Chevy Blazer in park, with rifle rounds piercing his driver's door, striking the officer's legs. He collapsed upon exiting his vehicle and was struck additional times by the suspect's gunfire. Poplowski walked outside, checked the backyard, and upon returning to the front porch, fired additional rounds into the still forms of all 3 officers before entering the house. For the next 4 hours, the suspect shot it out with patrolmen, SWAT officers, and members of the Pennsylvania State Police, with over 600 rounds fired. In addition to the AK-47 and the shotgun, the suspect had access to a Dan Wesson Model 14 .357 Magnum revolver, a Bersa Model 14 Thunder .380 caliber semi-automatic pistol, and a Mossberg .22 caliber 702 model Pinkster semi-automatic rifle. At one point during the shootout, the suspect stuck his AK-47 out a window above the garage, and a police sniper round hit the rifle, disabling it. The suspect surrendered to police after speaking with them on the phone. He would later be found guilty and sentenced to die by lethal injection.